1974 pop song snaps you back to a specific memory the second it starts? That year mixed big ballads, early disco, playful novelties, and rock ambition, all over US radio. Some tracks won trophies, others owned the dance floor, but each one stuck. Here are 15 you'll want to hear again, starting with 2 that defined the mood of '74. Number 1, The Way We Were by Barbra Streisand. Some soundtrack songs decorate a film. This one defined a year. Arriving at the top of 1974, it felt both intimate and grand. A slow, elegant swell that stopped conversations in living rooms and car rides. It became the singer's first U.S. chart topper and swept major awards, the rare pop ballad that critics and casual listeners embraced together. Production is classic 70s sophistication, strings that breathe, a melody that glides, and a vocal that sounds like someone carefully turning pages in a diary. What keeps it evergreen is how it invites reflection without melodrama. You don't just remember the movie, you remember your own scenes. When you hear this song today, do you think more about the movie it came from, or the way it stirs up your own memories?
Why do you, my trusted friend? We've known.
Number 2, Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks. A global hit built on gentle chords and heavy feelings, it shouldn't have worked on paper. Yet it was everywhere.
Now that the spring's in the air.
Adapted from a darker European original, the US version softened the arrangement while keeping the ache, like a goodbye written in plain language.
Michelle, it's hard to die when all could both be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had sea.
Radio loved its simplicity, and households knew it by heart. It was the sing-along nobody felt great about singing, which is part of the pull.
Where? Think of me and I'll be there.
The vocal sits close to the mic, conversational and unforced, which made listeners feel addressed, not performed to.
I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had.
Its legacy is the split reaction, masterpiece of melancholy or too sweet by half. Either way, it's unforgettable, and instantly 74. Number 3, Waterloo by ABBA. Some debuts quietly build momentum. This one blew the doors off in a single night. When ABBA won Eurovision in 1974 with Waterloo, the performance didn't just win a contest, it introduced the group to the world. The song's glam pop sparkle, with its stomping beat and playful hook, felt instantly larger than life. It was campy, catchy, and impossible to ignore. It shot to number 1 across Europe and broke into the US top 10, a rare feat for a non-English market act at the time. Looking back, it wasn't just a hit, it was a coronation. Waterloo marked the beginning of ABBA's reign over late 70s pop, and it still makes every room feel like a victory lap. If you could go back to 1974 and watch ABBA perform this at Eurovision, would you jump at the chance? Or would you rather see them later when they were global superstars? Number 4, Benny and the Jets by Elton John. Some songs sound like a live performance. This one faked it, and fans loved it. With its crowd noise layered into the recording, Benny and the Jets felt like Elton John was already filling arenas, even when he wasn't. Benny and the Jets. The quirky piano rhythm, paired with Bernie Taupin's eccentric lyrics about a fictional glam band, gave the track an oddball charm. Released in early 1974, it climbed to number 1 in the US and crossed into R&B radio, a rare crossover for a British rocker. Over the years, it's become one of Elton's defining anthems, performed everywhere from Soul Train to Live Aid. Few songs capture his flair for spectacle quite like this one.
Stuck inside these four walls.
Number 5, Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings. Some songs feel like 3 in 1, and that's the magic here. Recorded in Nigeria under tough conditions, this track became McCartney's defining post-Beatles statement. It shifts gears mid-song, starting slow and moody before bursting into an upbeat anthem of freedom. Released in 1974, it climbed to number 1 in the US and topped charts worldwide, proving Wings could stand on their own. Critics hailed it as adventurous yet radio-friendly, with its layered production and soaring melodies. Fans embraced it as one of the decade's essential rock-pop crossovers. Even today, Band on the Run feels like an escape, a journey compressed into a single track, built to be played loud and often. You see this track as McCartney proving he could thrive after the Beatles, or just a great song that stands on its own? No comparisons needed? Number 6, I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton. When Eric Clapton took on a Bob Marley tune, few expected it to become a chart-topping phenomenon. His laid-back guitar work and bluesy delivery gave the reggae track a new texture, making it accessible to mainstream American ears. Released in 1974, it shot to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, Clapton's only solo U.S. chart topper. The song also had a cultural ripple effect. It introduced many listeners to reggae and paved the way for Marley's growing global influence. It remains a perfect example of how a cover can bridge genres, Jamaican roots meeting rock radio, and leave a lasting mark on pop history.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Number 7, Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas. Sometimes a song isn't planned to be a hit, it just explodes by accident. This disco-funk novelty started as a B-side in 1974, only to rocket to number 1 once DJs spun it in clubs. With its cheeky martial arts theme and irresistible groove, it captured the pop culture craze of kung fu films sweeping the US and UK.
But they fought with expert timing. From the hip, everybody was kung fu fighting.
The energy was infectious, string stabs, and a beat that made dance floors erupt. By the end of the year, it had sold millions worldwide. It became one of the best-selling singles of all time, proof that sometimes fun, light-hearted gimmicks can define a cultural moment. Even now, the opening bars guarantee smiles, kicks, and a few laughs. It's a song that instantly transports listeners back to the carefree fun of '74. Be honest, did you ever try a little karate kick on the dance floor when this came on? Number 8, Rock Your Baby by George McCrae. If disco had a starting gun, this might be it. Released in the summer of 1974, It was one of the first true disco songs to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. McRae's silky falsetto floated over a hypnotic groove, built with one of the earliest uses of a drum machine. It sold over 11 million copies worldwide, influencing future artists and even inspiring John Lennon, who admitted he wished he had written it. Its smooth rhythm and laid-back sensuality made it perfect for the dance floor, or a late-night slow burn on the radio. Looking back, it wasn't just a hit. It was a blueprint for the disco wave that would dominate the rest of the decade. Number 9, I Honestly Love You by Olivia Newton-John. Some love songs shout their feelings. This one whispered. And that's why it hit so hard. In 1974, Olivia Newton-John was shifting from country crossover star into mainstream pop darling, and this ballad sealed the transition. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 2 weeks, earning her a Grammy for Record of the Year and Best Pop Female Vocal Performance. The production is simple: gentle strings, soft piano, and a heartfelt delivery that makes every line feel like a confession. Decades later, it remains a go-to slow dance track. Proof that sincerity never goes out of style. If someone sang this song directly to you, would you melt? Or would you feel a little awkward from how sincere it is? Number 10, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet by Bachman-Turner Overdrive. Some hooks are unforgettable, and this one stuttered its way into rock history. Originally recorded as a playful joke, Randy Bachman added the famous stammer for his brother with a speech impediment. The label insisted on releasing it, and to everyone's surprise, it soared to #1. With its driving guitar riff and tongue-in-cheek delivery, it became one of the defining rock singles of 1974. It even managed to knock Stevie Wonder from the top spot, a sign of just how powerful its momentum was. Today, it's a classic rock staple, instantly recognizable from the opening riff to the last stutter.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside.
Number 11, Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Swede. Sometimes all it takes is one strange sound to make a song unforgettable. In 1974, Swedish band Blue Swede added the now famous chant to a cover of B.J. Thomas's late 60s hit, and it became a sensation. It hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Blue Swede the first Swedish act to top the US charts. The mix of bubblegum pop, rock energy, and sheer novelty made it one of the catchiest songs of the decade. Decades later, it found new life in Guardians of the Galaxy, hooking a whole new generation. It may be goofy, but that's the point. Sometimes pop is supposed to be fun, and this one proves it every time it plays.
Yeah, you turn me on.
What's the first thing that pops into your head when you hear the Ooga Chaka chant? The original Radio days or Guardians of the Galaxy? Number 12, Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Some songs make you dance, others stop you in your tracks. This one did the latter. Released in 1974, it told the story of a father too busy to spend time with his son, only to watch the cycle repeat in reverse.
Said I'd like to see you if you don't mind.
It became Chapin's only #1 hit, a folk rock ballad that resonated deeply with families everywhere.
Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming up.
The song was inspired by a poem written by Chapin's wife, and his simple, narrative style made the message cut straight to the heart.
Well, he came from college just the other day. So much.
It remains one of the most poignant pop songs of the decade, a gentle melody paired with a hard truth that still makes listeners reflect.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said
Number 13, Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation. Some songs don't just ride a wave, they create one.
don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat. Don't rock.
Released in 1974, this smooth groove is often called the first true disco song to hit #1 in the US. It started slow, barely noticed at first, until club DJs picked it up and made it a dance floor favorite.
Rock the boat. Rock the boat. Our love is like a ship on the ocean.
With its light Caribbean feel, string flourishes, and easy harmonies, it had a breezy quality perfect for summer nights. By July, it topped the Billboard Hot 100, turning the Hughes Corporation into one of the year's most unlikely hitmakers. Even though the group never replicated its success, Rock the Boat became a disco milestone, forever linked to the genre's breakthrough into mainstream America.
Always had your tender lips to keep me warm. Oh, I need.
If this comes on at a wedding or party, are you one of the first to jump up and dance, or do you stay seated and watch the crowd?
You fill up my senses like a
Number 14, Annie's Song by John Denver.
my senses.
Some love songs feel crafted. This one feels discovered, like it was always waiting in the air. John Denver wrote it in just 10 minutes while riding a ski lift in Colorado, inspired by his wife Annie and the natural beauty around him.
You fill up my senses like a storm in the desert.
Released in mid-1974, it soared to #1 on both the US and UK charts, becoming Denver's signature ballad. Its imagery of mountains, forests, and rivers mirrored the back-to-nature spirit of the 70s, while its melody carried an almost hymn-like simplicity.
You fill up my senses.
To this day, Annie's Song is a wedding favorite and a staple of easy listening playlists, a timeless expression of pure, unfiltered devotion. Number 15, Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. Few songs from 1974 have aged as well as this funky gem. Created by Native American brothers Pat and Lolly Vegas, it blended rock, funk, and tribal influences into something utterly unique. It climbed to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Redbone the first all-Native American band to score a U.S. top 10 hit. With its bouncy bass line, playful groove, and warm vocals, it became one of the most feel-good tracks of the decade. Revived decades later by Guardians of the Galaxy, it now lives on as both a retro favorite and a modern pop culture staple. Which version of this song do you love more? The one you grew up with in the 70s, or the one that reintroduced it through Guardians of the Galaxy? From sweeping ballads to playful novelties, 1974 gave us a soundtrack as varied as the decade itself. These weren't just songs on the charts, they became wedding staples, disco pioneers, road trip anthems, and movie moments burned into memory. Some brought tears, others made you dance, and a few still sneak up on you in films or commercials decades later. That's the magic of a truly unforgettable hit. It never really leaves. So now it's your turn. Which of these 1974 classics would you put on first if you wanted to relive the year in one song?